Okay, we have a 1750 battle report for you today. I've got a big army of Wraiths, 2 units of Warriors, heavy destroyers like usual, 5 Scarabs, Annihilation Barge, a Catan, Gaze of Death, and Spirit Dust, 10 Immortals, 10 Praetorians still being played with the Destroyer Lord as my HQ. And I decided not to deep strike these guys. Maybe a stupid idea. We are playing 1 objective each, so Emperor's Will. My objective's back here. My opponent's objective's over here. And I'm facing Imperial Guard. Blob squad of 30 dudes in there. Look at that. They'll just never go down. I mean, they got stubborn, all kinds of stuff. 10 vets in here. Plasma guns up the wazoo. Craziness. Saint Celestine has allied in with a unit of, I guess, flying infantry there, right? There's some infantry squad inside here, I guess. This is also your sisters, right?
Yep.
Squad over there with some kind of auto gun, Manticore, and this badass tank. And of course, there's a Vendetta about to fly on somewhere. 10 more vets in this thing. Oh, this thing's going to be a real trouble to deal with. And the Necrons are going first, unless my opponent wants to steal or try to steal initiative.
Yes.
Oh,
So
almost stole it. Thank goodness, because like I sort of had to play bunched up just to avoid the, well, just to go the strategy I want to. So if you'd won, you probably would have nuked a lot of my. Anyways, okay. So on to top of turn 1 with Necrons. Okay, so rounding up this top of Necron turn 1. Not the most impressive turn since I do not really have a super long range army. Now these guys had a good chance to fire at that Chimera, but unfortunately only got 1 hit even after a preferred enemy reroll. For rolling a 1, and couldn't do anything to the armor.
Yeah.
These guys flew up over here and ran a long distance, so they're getting very close to that line there. These things moved up and ran a couple inches, moved up and ran a couple inches, moved up, ran I think 3 or 4 inches here. This thing flew up, zodded into this unit, only got 6 hits total between its lower gun, which needed 6s, and the top gun, which was firing in there. Killed 3 guys, so killed a few dudes. And Catan moved up, ran a few inches. I'm keeping him in stealth. These guys ran, and actually these guys that are over here are actually inside the building. We just can't, physically put them in, but they're all kind of around inside that building. There's a few of them up on top because they ran so far. And that is it. It's top of turn 1 for Imperial Guard. I can't wait to see what kind of pain is going to come my way. Just forgot to mention also our Warlord traits. I have that useless one that lets you have leadership of your character within his range. The thing is, Necrons, of course, all have the same leadership. And my opponent got an equally useless one. Night Fighting, only useless because his army has actually long-range shooting. Why would he take Night Fighting turn 1? Anyways, so those are the Warlord traits. Rounding up bottom of turn 1, pretty devastating turn for the Imperial Guard. What happened first? This guy fired into here, tried to nuke these guys. It drifted like 10 inches though, but got so many good hits in here that he insta-killed one of my Wraiths. Random Master of the Ordnance came up, blasted into here. It scattered this way, nuked 2 of these guys, killed one of those guys. They made their leadership, but did not reanimate. This guy reanimated 1 of them. And then gunned down a lot of these guys, but I did manage to have 3 of them stand up. So 2 of them are gone for good. Now, what happened with this thing? This thing blasted into here, got a beautiful connection against my Scarabs, caused 3 instant death wounds, which I failed all of them, the 5+ in the Era Train, and we are playing it that you double and you insta kill. So he just killed 6 Scarabs. There's only 5 to kill. First blood. That is going to be painful. So be it. And that is it. These guys did a bunch of shooting into here. That's kind of what killed like 5 of these guys. But 3 of them did stand back up, so that's helpful. And I've got to decide what to assault here. I got to get rid of some of the plasma guns. Oh, a bit of unluckiness though. 2 of the plasma guns that fired so many rapid fire shots, 2 of them exploded actually, and 1 guy inside the vehicle exploded with his plasma gun. But so be it. And it is on to top of turn 2. Top of turn 2 wrap up. We are in this combat over here. I saved my jetpacks to slam into these guys. Unfortunately, stupid Overwatch somehow killed 2 of my guys. What a nightmare. So I'm not actually getting that many Hammer of Wraths in, but at least we're in combat there. What else happened on this turn? This guy moved out, tried to charge these guys. They overwatched, of course, got fluky rolls. I took a wound from that, and I didn't roll quite far enough to get in there. Not a surprise, though. I did need like a 9. I just thought it was worth it to try to charge anyways, because I thought, he's never going to hurt me with a bunch of wiener guns, but he managed to do it. What else happened? Thinned out that unit with a lot of shooting. Unfortunately, these guys moved up over here really high, and their shooting was not very good. Killed like 1 guy from this entire unit. Killed 1 3+ toughness 3 guy. These guys helped out with a few shots, killed 1 more. Not great, not great. Pistols, I think, killed 1 more. But, we're going to do our best over there. These guys moved up over here. Oh, we forgot to do Overwatch and charge over here. We're going to see what happens with those guys. And these guys over here did manage to explode that vehicle, luckily. Those guys, I think a few died there. 1 or 2 more died from the explosion. And that was about it. Oh, I think they're not pinned, right? Those guys, they're passed. They passed. They're not pinned. I had a choice of trying to move closer with these guys to Zot that thing, but I decided to try to get some luck happening here. It didn't work out there. And we're going to see what happens in this combat over here. Back in a bit. Okay, so rounding up those combats. Combat went very well over here. I issued a challenge. Celestine accepted. We managed to insta-kill her with a single wound that went through, strength 7. But she, of course, might stand up anyways. She's pretty awesome like that. These guys didn't take any wounds from the unit, and they just rended enough times that they had forced enough invulnerable saves on them that they just killed the unit outright. Good combat here. Pretty good combat here. We didn't take a wound from the unit, but then we killed, I think, 5 guys in return. So pretty good stuff there. And we're going to see if we can hold out on the bottom of turn 2. Just really quickly, I forgot to mention, of the 2 guys that got shot as they came in for the Overwatch, neither reanimated. So that's why there's only 6 of those dudes left. I know it. Back. Okay, so rounding up this disastrous turn for me. Man, so many 5s and 6s. Something like 14 dice. 12 of them were 5s and 6s. A lot of failed saves. Gunning me down with everything else. That thing eventually finished off my unit and my guy, but he did stand up. Thank God, stood up with 1 wound. Over here, a bunch of shooting from like some weak stuff, but managed to blow up my Annihilation Barge. That thing is toast now. A bunch of these warriors were pinned, gunned down. I did actually reanimate a bunch of them, but like, man, they're pinned, they're useless. I'm getting crushed here all of a sudden in this turn. I do have a chance to still do it, but Celestine is charging in. Exciting combat starting over there with the Catan, and these guys... Oh, she stood up. Yeah, I forgot to mention. She rolled to stand up, and she's charging this guy. Combat continues over here. Pretty interesting stuff. Rounding up those combats over here. Gong Show combat, unfortunately for me. I couldn't do anything to her, but I didn't take any wounds in return. Now, my Gaze of Death successfully wounded her, but she made her 4+ invulnerable. Would have given me back a wound. Too bad there, eh? This guy didn't reanimate, forgot to mention. Over here, they killed one of my guys outright, so we're still down to 1 wound, but then I managed to still kill 5 guys. So we're whittling them down slowly. I guess with my Lord standing up, that does give me some help, but we're going to see what happens. We're going to see what happens, so back at the rounding up top of turn 3, what happened? Not a lot of shooting left in my army. Those guys fired into here, missed. One of the guys missed, and one of the guys rolled a 1 to wound. So that was that. These guys were gone to ground, snapshot of it, didn't do much. These guys fired in, were just out of rapid fire range. Killed, I think, one of these chicks here. Over here, I needed that one guy to survive, but he didn't quite. And then this guy actually did no wounds to that unit. But my Lord decided to come over here, charged in, didn't get killed on Overwatch, beat up that unit, and they started running away. So there's killed 4 guys outright. There's I think 3 or 4 guys left. He consolidated into the 4+ area train ruin there, just because he got to get some cover. And that was pretty much it. So we're on to bottom of turn 3 now. Just in case I forgot to mention, Catan did kill Saint Celestine, but we're going to see if she comes back. That's the sort of counter for her to maybe come back. And that is it. She didn't come back this turn. That's what I should say. So we've already rolled for that. She hasn't come back yet, and my opponent is playing his turn. Okay, this game is just getting insane. So my Catan was beautifully positioned with stealth. What happened? These wieners over here got some useless shots on me, forced me down to 1 save, and then this thing over here, with his stupid Stormbolter strength 4, just got so many 6s being rolled here that this thing got 2 6s on me. I failed and I died. I exploded. Luckily I didn't take my Lord with me, but Catan was gunned down by some nonsense Stormbolter that needed 6s to hit. Man, what are you going to do, eh? What are you going to do? Over here, of course, these guardsmen eventually cleaved down my guys, so they're free now. Here, just like missiles hitting, blew away a bunch of guys. Killed 3 of them, no reanimations, of course. Killed 1 guy here, reanimated. They had to go to ground eventually. But at least these guys are no longer gone to ground, so that helps me a little bit. And I'm just running out of everything here. I'm just being pulverized by the game, everything here, by my opponent. Back in a bit with top. I also forgot to mention this thing flew up over here and gunned some shots in here. Didn't do too much damage, but he is very close to unloading stuff near me. Okay, rounding up this middle of top of turn 4. The 1 stroke of luck that I finally needed finally came 4 turns in. Rapid firing from both of these squads eventually stripped all 3 hull points off of that flyer despite evade happening. Thank God. So they slammed into here, crashed into here, killed one of my guys. Oh, I have to see if he reanimates on a 5-up. No, he doesn't reanimate. Killed 8 of the guys inside, strength 10 AP1 hits on them. The sergeant and the meltagun survived. So that was a good stroke of luck over here. Over here, we finally were in rapid fire range, gunned down most of the squad, literally like 5 guys gunned down. They made their leadership though, so they're sticking around. And over here, I made it into combat without being gunned down on Overwatch. Thank God, because I'm down to 1 wound. I am in my opponent's deployment zone, and I am contesting that objective, so that's really going to help me if he can survive. If he can survive, we're going to see what happens. Okay, so what happened in this combat? I issued a challenge, just some Sergeant accepted. I pulverized him in combat, and they stuck it out with their stubborn, but we are tied up now still, so that's helpful there. And it's on to bottom of turn 4. She did not show up, thank goodness, not yet anyways. Over here, charge enemy, my Overwatch did nothing, but the Gong Show, there's just a Gong Show combat, no wounds caused by either side. A few things animated here. Oh, okay, so we'll start packing all the stuff we have here. And then these guys, a few of them died but reanimated. Combat over here continues, some extra things charged in. We won combat, that unit ran away, but the stubborn unit stayed, and it is on to... Okay, so the game has just ended here at the bottom of turn 5. My lord, like a house, just held off the army, managed to get contest this objective, and get line breaker. My opponent was not able to get this one. Over here, St. Celestine, thank goodness, did not stand up. So that's the only thing that kept me in the game, because otherwise she would have just contested here. But it's a good close game. So thanks for the game again. Appreciate it. Thank you. Good close game, man. You really blasted me to smithereens. It's just finally I finally got a little bit of luck there.